Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zest to Zen, our podcast where we will take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion and finding your peace. My name is Shel Marie. I'm an empowerment coach, motivational speaker, teacher, dancer, artist, very multi-dimensional. I don't like to put myself in a box for anything. I just love to use my creativity as much as possible in my writing, in my dancing, in everything, in every way I show up, just to really express myself and as much as possible, because we are all human,
Mhm.
just come from a place of love and joy. What about you?
Yeah, wonderful. So very nice to be here, Shell. And as always, no, with all your energy and everything. So yeah, I also feel like putting those posts and all, no, like after this, no. And then, yeah, I'm Sanjivana. I'm a meditation teacher. We do like spiritual counseling and like life coaching, mentoring, yeah, and we do a lot of charity work. Yeah, it's very nice to be here, and we
Mm.
have a great topic which Shell uh, selected. It's a great topic. Would you do the honors?
Co-creation all the
Yeah, yeah,
time. But we wanted to talk today about the power of intention. And with that in mind, um, even before we started our podcast, in all now, before I used to be someone that set maybe an intention in the morning. Um, but I'm now realizing that although it was a very loose intention of still of love, sometimes in our life things show up and they creep in there, and sometimes actually we need to be more clear and more focused about our intention. So, for example, for this podcast today, before I start the podcast, I like to create an intention. So, for example, that whoever listens now or at a later date, that they will receive a message that or an answer or something that is going to really transform and propel them, and just give them one of those aha moments, and clarity, and hopefully some more wisdom and just positive infuse lots of positivity and love into them.
yeah.
So that is my intention for today. What's your intention?
Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, in spiritual practices also, Shell, intention plays a big role. It's called Chetana. Chetana. So actually,
Chetan.
Chetana means intention. So it's like a collective energy of thoughts. Even they are converted into words and actions. But
Mm,
this is like there's a lot of power in that, lot of energy in that, and that makes
mm,
it to action. So actually, in ancient wisdom and all, it says like Chaitanya. How to say, like I just say the ancient verse, Chaitanya bhikkhave kammang. And that means like the intention even makes karma even. So it's very
mm,
powerful. There are some random
mm,
things that are not sufficient to make karma, even that travels life after life. But this is very
mm.
powerful. We'll see all aspects of it. So yeah, we need the intention even to do this, and a good intention, like you mentioned, no? Yeah, like for to try to
Yeah,
help people. So bring like our experiences into that, what we have seen, what you have experienced, and
yeah,
that's and we are all doing it with a we say like with a good intention, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I really love how you mentioned that, and that makes complete sense because, yeah, of course you could occur karma because ultimately, especially if it's towards another person, the intention,
Hmm.
and as we know, we all have free will.
Hmm.
So yeah, when we put out these powerful intentions, And we always need to, like what you say, think of it as for the highest good of all. And yeah, deep down, like what is our intention? Is it for ourselves? Is it a
Mhm.
selfish intention? Or ultimately, yeah, like what is the real reason behind it? So I really love that you mentioned that. I'd love to hear more about it.
So yeah, there are many definitions in the normal scenario. Also, we can say like the word you use, like power is also a perfect word. So
Mm,
the power of intention, no? So
mm,
it revolves around like directing your thoughts. We all have minds, no? And then thoughts happens, right? And then
mm,
with that energy, yeah, in achieving, sometimes it can be a bad reason even, because the people can
mm.
have no dark intentions, right? uh, but we are but all in all we just talk about in general, right? So without classifying them
Yeah, but I
as
but I also think it is actually really important to actually discuss that type of thing
sure, sure, we'll do.
because yeah, like because I actually think also sometimes people might not realize the power of their
Mhm.
intention. So I think that's very important that you're bringing that up.
So usually people try to bring like a desired outcome, no? Like we wish with that intention, like we can say good and bad both, right? And
Mm,
so then what happens is like and this is like mindsets, actions, and manifesting like your goals you want to achieve.
mm,
So these all are like the spearhead of this is also there's effort and all that, but the intention
mm,
is also there. It plays a huge role
of
of
course.
this.
Yeah, because I really like that you said about good and bad because actually, like as we know, what is good and bad? Because what might be good to me might
Mm-hmm.
be bad to someone else, and what
Mm-hmm.
I might perceive as bad might be okay to someone else. So
Mm-hmm.
that goes back to the intention, isn't it? Of actually depending on maybe the consciousness or the type of person that they are, in their mind, there might be nothing wrong with their intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want that, I will have that
Uh-huh.
at any cost.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, like what you say, um, sometimes there is a consequence for that intention.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's always really important. And another thing that's just coming to my mind right now is I think about, say, for example, say someone that meddles, okay, and their intention, they might believe that they did it because they care about their friend, but
Mm-hmm.
then they don't know the consequence of their action.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like sometimes they might come from the purest intention, but then they're not considering
Mm-hmm.
actually the effects it will have on others.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, the other way round, they might say, "Oh, well, I only meant good," but
Mm-hmm.
deep down, they also know what their intention was.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know what your stance is on it, but it goes back to similar to the gratitude thing we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
Is deep down, we all know the true intention inside.
Sure, sure.
Whether we verbalize it or not, we really know what our true intention is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I can
yeah.
show like three examples. It's bit like, but these are real instances that happen, no? So,
Yeah.
for example, like this is no everybody knows. Like if a doctor or somebody or a surgeon operates, right? Uh,
Mm,
or usually
yeah.
like a child. Okay, forget about the doctor, no? Like we say, like a child gets something stuck in the throat, or maybe your pet gets something.
Yeah.
So even it hurts, you try in a way you try to pull it out because to stop some bigger danger of happening. But at that
Mm,
time it can hurt or like scrape the throat or something, right? But the
yes.
intention was not to harm the animal or a
Mm,
person, right? Or
yeah.
the child. In another sense, like there were some cases I have read and seen also. Seen means like on as a documentary. Like there were some people who were giving other people medicines or food with the
Mm.
intention of actually taking out their life to get the
Yeah,
properties or something, or divorce, or like not a divorce, sorry, like to remove that
yeah,
partner.
yeah.
There are, and there were the third scenario is like there was a husband who had amnesia, right? You forget, it's called amnesia, right? Huh? Oh,
Mm.
dementia. Sorry, not dementia, right? When the people start
Sorry,
dementia.
that was a bit like a cosmic joke then, because you it's like because you guys went, you asked me, and I was kind of like, is he asking me? And then, oh, sorry, that was just really funny.
So then the husband gets forgetful. So and then like and then what happened was like the husband had to give the wife like insulin injections, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it ended up very bad. I don't want to explain those things, but
Yeah, I can
they
imagine.
they lost her because the husband forgot and gave again and again and again. But he was
Oh,
really a case of that. So, but he had no intention of doing no.
yeah,
So there are like
yeah.
scenarios like people no, and like later I can tell you like some funny stories also, and funny and a real inspiring story also. It's very nice.
Amazing. Tell us, I'm listening.
Oh,
I
come
want
on.
to know.
So, yeah, like in ancient wisdom, Shell, they have categorized it as wholesome and unwholesome minds. Uh, so they call it kusala kusala, but we can say unwholesome, and it's like a common aspect to all. They try to categorize it because, like you mentioned, like it's so true. For some person,
Mm,
what they like can differ to another, right? So,
yeah.
and then, but here, like everything, for example, anger, they put it to the more subtlest of stages. So, if it's the mind, and then the
Mm,
mental object, and then usually the mind rejects it. Uh,
mm,
then, like when it's greed or something, like the mind really grasps onto it.
mm.
So, likewise, then it's common to everybody. Whatever the reasons are, when
Yeah,
it's rejecting, right?
yeah.
So the outward circumstances just go out, and then what happens is like it's they go to the basic level of things, and it's a common factor. So
Mm,
there are things like sometimes people go into delusion also, and they say it's
mm,
for the better reasons or something, and then what happens is like then it does harm. Then they were okay. I'll tell you another story. So come on, no. What is the story
mm.
time or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
The
And
power of storytelling. Come on.
then I had no intention of telling stories today, right?
You had no intention, really?
Yeah.
Did you
No,
not set your intention before you started?
no, not to tell stories, right? So a king had like a pet monkey, right? And the monkey really loved the king, no? So
Yeah.
you know the story.
By the way, my intention was for laughter and joy today, and we are achieving it. So I'm really happy. Keep going.
And then what happened was like the monkey saw some how to say some flies because they were outside, no, in the like a what do you call it, a garden or palace,
Yeah.
no? Garden like. And then the king had fallen asleep, and then the monkey was awake, and he saw like some flies coming and settling on the king. So he really liked the king, right? So
Yeah.
this monkey like took the king's sword, and he wanted to like chase away the flies, no?
Like, yeah. Yeah.
But it didn't go very well. Yeah, yeah. So the so they say like some people, if they are not very careful or mindful, what happen, they can do danger. with the intention, they're doing about
Mm.
purpose even. They think it's good. This can happen
Yes.
in children also, no, like parents and children.
Yeah. So it's funny you should just say that because I actually had a something similar happen today.
Mm-hmm.
So I was carrying out an art class with some little ones, and
Uh-huh.
I'm there obviously on the board, and I dropped something. And I was just carrying on, and then obviously I turned round, but I turned around quite quick, like some in full flow, and a little one's obviously helping me. And yeah, so the intention was not to harm the little one, but obviously I'm swinging around, and we don't need to finish the rest of it. But bless him, he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "I'm so sorry." But his intention was pure, and he really wanted to help me, and my
Okay.
intention was obviously pure as well. But yeah, these things happen.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, surely. And we sometimes we say, like, and even misunderstandings can happen, but we say like my intention was not that, no? Like
Yeah,
my intention was try to help you, or like I didn't want to hurt you, no? Or like I didn't mean anything bad, no? Or we say I have
yeah.
sometimes correct it also even, no? Or
Hmm.
fix it
I
even.
I always think about that in relationships because yeah, I think often people don't always know both sides of the story, and they don't always consider both sides of the story, and sometimes people just want to vent,
Mm-hmm.
and no one is actually asking anyone else to save anyone else. So I think sometimes that's how people get in these situations because ultimately um we are the creators of our reality, and it's like even if you know it's your family member, it's your friend, it's someone you love so much, and
Mm-hmm.
you really can maybe see beyond what they can see, and you want the best for them, and you have the most loving intention,
Mm-hmm.
they are the ones that need to be in control of their life. And they are the ones that ultimately need to make that choice. And so, even when you come from a place of love, often, sometimes that can not be the best thing because also, who are we to think we can save someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in that sense of like we're almost stood as if we are on a higher pedestal looking down like there's something wrong with them when actually some people might thrive off having that mayhem a little bit in their life because it makes them feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't always project what we would like in our life, what brings maybe us peace, what maybe our values are, just based on maybe what someone has told you venting, and then think that we can come in and like sort everything out,
Mm-hmm.
even with the purest intention. Um, Ultimately, we are the ones that always are in control and
Mm-hmm.
have to do it ourselves because I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but one thing I've definitely learned is even if I try to run away from something or someone fixes something for me,
Mm-hmm.
that lesson will come back round because I am the one that has to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
I am the one, maybe it will come back as a boss, it will come back as a friend, it will come back in a different
Mm-hmm.
way. Sorry, I just got a bit sidetracked then, but maybe someone needed to hear that.
Yeah. And what you say is so true. Yeah? Like I spoke to another lady also. She's into psychology and all. So I
Mm,
I asked all sorts of questions from her. So and then yeah, she said like sometimes some people just want to vent it. No, they don't want a solution. So that's why you see like they are going in circles or like coming back
yeah,
to square one,
yeah,
and they don't need a fix, right? So
exactly.
I asked this question, and from this lady also, and she said like, because like even with the genders, right, male and female, no. So when you take it
Mm.
like that, like sometimes like males are like we want to fix things, right, and then
Mm.
it's like okay, done, no. And then sometimes
Yeah.
the opposite is like the ladies and all, like they want to put it out, right. But sometimes we
Mm.
are tired and we all that stuff, no, like, and then we want to like quickly, okay, done, no, okay, and we want to give
Yeah.
a quick solution, but it's not what they want, right? Then it's like
Exactly.
disaster, no? Like you press the wrong
Yeah.
button or something, boom, boom, no, everything goes like, So, so yeah, like then there's a lot of understanding and all, and but sometimes it just goes in circles and you don't know where it ends. It goes like a merry-go-round, no? Like on and
Mm.
on and on and on and on, and then you're like, no? And then like you don't know what to do with it, right? So she said the nice thing,
Yeah.
like if you know that it's just going around in circles, just keep a time limitation. Hey, you know what? I'll
Mm.
listen to you, not in a gross way, but I'll okay, like let's talk about this for like 15 minutes, or like give a time duration, and you know it's
Yeah.
like it's just for venting. Uh, but
Yeah.
others it just goes on, no? Because sometimes when you
Mm.
talk to people, like you give a solution, then they talk of the opposite, and when
Yeah.
you talk
Yeah.
about that, when you give that, they talk about the other, and then
Yeah.
it's like the total opposites, eh? So then it's like a big question mark that happens, like, okay, like does this person really want to solve this, right? Or
Exactly. Yeah.
uh-huh.
And I think also from what I found is that some people, you don't know what they're used to, what maybe feels like home to them. So although it could seem really dysfunctional to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
to them, actually being in that drama or that, I don't know, actually gives them comfort and feels like home. So although maybe they know and they can maybe see through other people that there's something better,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes maybe they don't feel worthy of it. Sometimes maybe um they feel like if they had that, they would sabotage it. So sometimes being in these maybe what is considered dysfunctional relationships actually makes them feel more in control and more at home, because then if it goes wrong, they can say, see, look, it's because of this. Whereas if they have something where they maybe have to work for it and they have to keep it, well, not keep it, but do the work to make it happen and make it last, that scares them more
Mm-hmm.
than being in a dysfunctional relationship, because then they had the opportunity to have something so special to them and that can be taken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, in intention we see like how the mind and the body, they also connect, right? In
Yes.
intention, no? So when you set a clear intention, we can see like uh, there is like both of these aspects working together. But sometimes
Mm.
like it's like you have to drag your body, no? And the intention is
Yeah.
not very set, no? Like you are like, come on, man, or like, come on, no? Like
Yeah.
you're pulling a sack or something, no? Or like a bag or big bag or something. Come on, let's go, no? So
Yeah.
sometimes the mind is driving, but sometimes like your body is working. I'm not telling that separate or something like that, but
Mm.
the mind is low, no? And you like the mind structure, the energy, or these things can be low, but still you are
Yeah.
fit and you have all the energy in the physicality. But sometimes not.
Mm.
So that those are
Yeah,
times like the intention also can be low even, right?
of course, yeah. But I find that usually it depends on the situation, but usually when that happens, I think you are so close to a breakthrough,
Mm-hmm.
because you feel that fire, you feel that like, yeah, I'm gonna get this done, and then something comes in and then it's like this like invisible wall. Why is that there?
Mm-hmm.
That's because you have to keep pushing through in order to get on the other side to see the greatness, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
often when that sets in and maybe that fear or that doubt or that worry, even though you were so clear and strong in your intention, you have to question yourself why. Because you don't know if you push through what's on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm. And there is even in meditation, like when you do very long retreat or sittings or even retreats,
Mm,
like yeah, then the intention you can feel it, like because if your intention is like very strong, uh, then
mm,
it is so powerful. Like it can, like the mind power, it can go beyond all aspects. Even if you feel weak or tired
mm,
or even sick. Like I remember there was a place like and when the seasons change, like you get most of the local people also in that country, they get sick, no? So what to say about us? And they were afraid of having malaria and all these things also. So
mm,
we used to meditate for long times, no? And
mm,
so the mind came to a stage like you feel the pain and all because you had like fever, no? And you were weak and all, and but it was like the rain going over you, huh? And you're there,
mm,
no? Like it's like the water drops or raindrops going over you, but your mind and
mm,
all is like very strong and it's there. So I told these teachers like I told the exact example, no? And they were like, "Really? You still have it?" So it was like many weeks now, no? And then they said, "Okay, go quickly and check whether you have malaria." So, but still, like when you can see, usually we give in, no? We sleep and it's like, we have to also have a rest and these kind of things. But in some
mm,
retreats and some very strict places, like the you cannot see, and your driving force is more, right? So
mm.
then I saw like you can separate even things like
Yeah.
pain and all. It's very easy
Mm,
to, well, not very easy, sorry, like you can overcome them
yeah.
when the intention is very strong.
Yeah. I love that you said that because something similar when I started to kind of play around with words or intentions.
Mhm,
And I remember most of my life, for example, when it's raining, they say, you're going to catch a cold, you're going to catch a cold, put your coat on, you're going to get cold, you're going to get sick, you're going to, and there was these affirmations, affirmations, affirmations.
mhm,
And then I remember so many things happened to me when I was in Bali, but I remember I was in Bali
mhm,
and everyone's like, yeah, but the rain's hot. No, the rain is not always hot.
mhm,
Sometimes it is really cold. And I think the moment when I had a like aha moment was I was at an ecstatic dance event,
mhm,
so a free flowing dance event, and I was outside for 3 hours and it was cold and it was raining and I was drenched wet, but
mhm,
I was in so much bliss and joy and I was just so in the moment. And I just remember like afterwards just being like, wow, this is incredible. And then I had a moment later and I thought, I haven't got a cold. I'm not
mhm,
sick.
mhm,
And then I was like, so then the next time something came, so, oh my gosh, put a jumper on, put your coat on, put the rain jacket on, you're going to get sick. I said, no, I'm not.
mhm.
And okay, we're not all Superwoman, Wonder Woman, whatever, but I haven't been sick.
Uh-huh.
And so even now, and I hear them, and like especially in an educational setting, you're gonna get sick. And I'm like, we're putting so many powerful intentions on these little minds. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying, okay, let the children run and be out in the cold. And of course, you know that there's viruses, there's bugs going around, but I don't get sick because
Mhm.
I don't allow that to control me. And you know, even when it was COVID,
Mhm.
I remember being out
Uh-huh.
with 9 people, no, 16
Mhm.
people. I was even sat next to the girl who first got it. And I remember it was her birthday, and I gave her a kiss on the cheek,
Mhm.
and I didn't get it.
Yeah, yeah.
And okay, I don't know the logic behind that, but I didn't get it.
Mhm.
Whatever, I don't, I'm not saying this, I'm not saying that.
Yes, sir.
And again, I remember when I was in Bali, with them, obviously the mosquitoes love me, eating me. And I think, yeah, I remember I had a fever once, whether it was the yellow fever, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but it was not even like 2 hours. And then I was up, I went out dancing, I went out on my bike because I just, I don't entertain these storylines. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying that people will not get sick and stuff, but I just choose not to believe that. Yeah, there are times when, you know, I wake up and I don't feel as well and things like that.
Mhm.
But then I say, nope, nope, I'm not having this. And this is the thing, like what you said,
Mhm.
this, this is powerful, but this
Mhm.
is the commander of this.
Mhm.
And yeah, since I really have been so sharp and intentional and conscious of my words, there are a lot of things that have changed in my life.
Uh-huh.
And I'm still on that journey, you know, still playing with them and trusting in them because I do believe, you know, words are very powerful
Mhm.
with intention, good intention.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
No, no, so true. Like, there's a very good friend of mine, and she is working in the health field, and she worked with patients, like you said, like COVID patients and all, and she
Mm.
believes like the health is within you, and she didn't wear a mask or anything. I'm just telling the incident only. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
and then nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah. I didn't get COVID.
Surely.
I never got it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in a school setting. I was in a building. I was, you know, pretty much everybody around me got it.
Mhm.
Even the person I was with at the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
I didn't get it.
Mhm.
I'm not saying this and I'm not saying that.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
just
yes.
saying the
Yeah,
truth
yeah.
of it. I didn't get it.
It happened.
And
You know, it's a truth, right?
and I just knew that I wouldn't get it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see that happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did I have times where my muscles felt weak or maybe I felt a bit tired?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was having regular tests because at the time I was living in Dubai
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't even, you know, have a little sniffle there without like getting sent away to
Yeah, everybody was like very strict.
Literally, it was like you're going into a Darth Vader lab. The oh.
Uh, so true. So let's take like okay, like energy and alignment with the intention. It's a great topic,
Yeah,
right? Or subtopic with this. So energy
yeah.
alignment. So there is like if the intention, it's like your compass or like how to say, like you are going to the same frequency, right? And you're
Mm-hmm.
tuning in. Then what
Yes.
happens? It's either negative or positive. Yeah. But then what happens is like the universal energy, no? It aligns.
Mm.
So
Mm.
and then it attracts like opportunities or experiences, no? Accordingly, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What are your ideas, or like what do you think about this?
So before me, before me, before I, I would have been the one that was like, why me? Poor me, victim, victim, victim. But now, even like something that happened today in my life, which is personal, and I'm not even going to entertain it.
Mhm,
I now think about what you said, and I think, okay, why have I attracted that into my life?
mhm,
Because ultimately, I take responsibility for everything.
mhm,
So there's some part of me that has aligned with that frequency, I believe. And I know, okay, in policies, in contracts, there
mhm,
are things that we are like held to. But then there's also, I like to call miracles that happen,
mhm, mhm,
that you'll be excused for that. Or, you know, someone will turn a blind eye on this, or something always happens.
mhm,
So when these things come, and I can feel I'm getting reactive, and I feel like, oh, this is a test, because it is ultimately a test. I have to really think back to what powerful prayers or intentions have I put out that have attracted this?
mhm,
Because ultimately, when we put them out, even though they're from a place of love, and you're not going to put out powerful, you're not going to put out intentions that are, you know, going to like, oh, I would like, you know, disruption and chaos to come to my life. No, we're not putting that out. But I
mhm,
heard something once, and this is really, really powerful. When you say things like, I power the intention to be courageous in my decision.
mhm,
Well, what's the opposite of courage? In
mhm,
order to be courageous, you need to be put in a situation that allows you to embody courage.
mhm,
So we think we're saying, you know, these harmless words and intentions,
mhm,
but then we're presented with opportunities for us to prove and grow from those intentions.
mhm,
So when what came to me today was presented in my life, I actually found the answer.
mhm. Oh, wonderful.
And yeah, and like even now it's making me feel emotional. But in that moment, I wanted to be like, no, this is not fair. Da 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 da. Rights, rights, rights.
Mhm,
But then I pulled back and I was like, what have I sent out recently? What powerful prayers and intentions have I sent out recently that have attracted that to me? And then I really thought and I went, oh, okay. I
mhm,
see why that ended my life. And I
wow.
see that it was a test.
Mhm, mhm.
So, so yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing. And
very well.
we see like things okay, like when you talk about attract yeah, so like attraction also, uh, there is a thing like for example, we see like very good people, right? And
Mm,
families and all, and they have not done anything wrong, right? Or even children, no, when in very moment they are being born, something
yeah,
comes up, right? And you wonder why, what did they do? They didn't even see the daylight, no, or light. They just up, they are just born, right? So
yeah.
there is a way like that also happens, like a attraction. And then there's like we'll talk a little bit about that, and then like you see all this, maybe some corrupt person or something like that, nothing happens to them, right? Huh?
Mm,
So in a way,
yeah.
there is like this ancient karma also that follows or is attracted. Huh?
Yes.
So it is like okay, like when it's some surface is clean, huh?
Mm,
The clean things are attracted towards that, right?
yeah.
If our table surface or and all clean, we can keep some kind of food items or something, no, and it's pleasant, no. And people, if
Mm,
it's dirty and filthy or something like that, it looks horrible, right? And if
Yeah.
it's dirty, what it will attract flies and these kind of no.
Yeah.
So likewise, our minds also it says like when it's turning to become pure and pure, uh, it attracts our past karma, which is
Mm.
good actually. Karma is always not negative. It's like a flower that blooms,
Yeah.
no. And then what happens? It doesn't have to
Yeah.
advertise or put out billboards. Hey, I'm a flower. I'm so nice. Come, come. No, not like that, right? The bees and the
Mm.
butterflies and all, they are naturally attracted to towards that. They feel the scent of it and all. And then not only that, they like nourish the flower, right? They just
Yeah.
don't take, right? And otherwise, other scenario is like if you keep some place dirty, the opposite kind of beings, no, like flies and all, they are attracted, and they may put
Mm.
eggs and maybe even become worse and worse, right? So
Yeah.
like that, like according to our mind frames also, there is a law of attraction, but surely we
Mm.
can make it like into the positive side. And when
Yeah.
things are happening, we can think like of all people, say somebody's doing some bad or harm also towards us. Of all
Mm.
people, why did this person, there are millions of people, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Of all of people, why did they choose me to do this, nah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we can think like, okay, there's something here more than this person or me. So there's a
Yes.
bigger connection here, right?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. I love that you said that because I hope I say it right, but I remember someone once mentioning to me about Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
And someone said to me, yes, so it's really powerful. And you say, I hope I say it in the right way. There's four things. So
Mm.
I love you. No, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you.
Oh.
Sorry if I haven't said it in the right order.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I was doing it and I sat there and I couldn't resonate with it. I was like, why am I saying please forgive me? I don't need like, and I was literally having this kind of resistance to it and like,
Mhm.
why am I saying I'm sorry? And what I don't get this. Why would I be saying these affirmations stuff so about affirmations? Like, why am I putting out I'm sorry and forgive me and all this? And I was really having a challenging time. And as we all know, everything comes around, background in a circle. And back to what you said, recently, going back to like, why did this happen? Why is that with my love, my money, blah, blah, blah. And it's much greater than that. And, if we truly believe in reincarnations and our ancestors and our lineages and generational curses or whatever we want to call them, I'm not saying I'm sorry necessarily for now. I'm
Yeah.
not saying please forgive me for
Mhm.
now. And it hit me so hard. I was like, yeah, I don't know who I was in a previous life.
Mhm.
I don't know what I did. I
Yeah.
don't know why unconsciously people maybe react a certain way and they don't even know me, but they just have this feeling or this
Mhm.
intention towards me. I don't know who I was. I know maybe some people might get a glimpse or an idea. I don't know, if I was someone that sanctioned people to something and did something. So,
Okay.
okay, although I can assess the person I am right now in this lifetime and I can be wholeheartedly honest with how I feel I have uh, shown up in the world, there's a greater reason for everything. So it's like, yeah, taking that time and even for your ancestors to actually be like, I'm not just sorry for me, I'm sorry for whoever, whatever in my lineage is so powerful. And that's when really I believe you get the forgiveness and
Mhm.
things start to change in your life.
So true, Shel.
Uh,
Because in meditation, also when you're going like more deeper, there are some things
mm,
we have to do. We do, sorry. Like we actually ask for forgiveness. Huh? So actually, it affects the meditation. Huh? You get some
Mm,
pains and all, like you don't know even it only happens in meditation time, not the other
yeah.
time. Really. And this then oh, you get fever or something like that happens, and some people's bodies shake. And
Wow.
yeah, within the first part.
Releasing it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like usually it is said like if we even in this life, as teenagers even maybe, uh, we can insult people who are practicing or like trying to better themselves, no, or like this
Mm.
becoming so lame. No, what are you doing? Come on, let's go out. No, do something. I have done it myself. That's what I'm telling. And then, yeah, like later I understood. No, when I tried to meditate and all, I used to get like a back pain in the muscle area, which was not from outside, not from inside, not the bone or anything. It was just inside the muscle. It was very painful,
Wow.
and it only in the meditation time. Uh, and
Mm.
then I used to get high fever, these kind of things. So this,
Wow.
yes, just in the minute. So when I like when we do like teaching meditation with other people, also they also go through some stages or phrases like this. But later, all
Mm.
everything disappears. So
Yeah.
they say like ancient times, if you know something, even in this life, if you can meet the person in person and say like I'm sorry, huh? And then those days, like if it's like very far away, and
Mm.
at least go for face that direction because they used to travel on foot and all, right? Now it's
Mm.
good because we have like these communication methods and all. It's easy to talk with a person who's far away even, but those days it was not the case. So they say think of that person, maybe he went to the northern side or the southern side, east, west, no, any side, and think of that person and say like I'm really sorry. And if this person had passed away, if possible, go to that place of burial or cremation or something and say, I'm really sorry. Uh, oh, I get yours when I say this also. And then, but we don't know our past, like you said. It's a great fact what you mentioned. It's like journey after journey after journey, lifespan after lifespan. It says aeons of time. Uh, So we never know. We could have done so many stupid things, right? Uh,
Yeah.
So then we don't know even to calculate them or what we had done even. So we just do it in general, like to all beings,
Mm.
like you mentioned, like ancestors, saints,
Yeah.
like people who were minds are very pure, parents, teachers, all in all, to all beings even. Then those karma and all also start reducing. So
Yeah.
actually, there's
Yeah.
a process. Like I was like when you were saying this, oh really? Like it
Mm.
really how to say connects, no? Or like
Yeah. Even when you said about sending forgiveness and love and stuff to somebody, um, like I won't go into the details of it, but there was someone very, very special in my life,
Mhm,
and that, our relationship wasn't the best. And I could really feel them, even though we were apart and far.
mhm,
And yeah, I remember I used to sit there in, I guess you could say meditation, or I more so just sat there in quiet time with myself.
mhm,
And I just like really connected to my heart, and I just really thought about their heart. And I just used to almost like internally send a message of like, regardless of what's happened, I just want you to know I forgive you and I love you.
mhm,
And I pretty much did that for 2 years, and it completely healed the relationship. And that was 2 years of no contact.
mhm, mhm,
But I believe when you set the intention
mhm,
and you really believe in what you are sending out, and you even visualize it, I believe it has the power to change so much.
mhm,
Um, And going back to like another really say small thing of like, say you were in a relationship and you didn't want to be in that relationship anymore, and you know, maybe left that relationship.
Mhm.
Even that, even if you think that is for the highest good of you still need to consider the other person.
Mhm.
And there's still that element of seeking the forgiveness, because even though maybe you knew you weren't in alignment and they weren't for you, or you were just not good together, there's still almost that energetic bond.
Mhm.
So I've been doing that a lot, actually, what you've
Oh.
been saying. It's not like, oh, I'm ringing them or feel the need to send a message or something, but I just know from my heart that whether it's accepted or not, but I feel it is, that the intention I send and the sincerity of how I feel, I just know that regardless of whether it's accepted or not, that it's felt. And I just feel that loving, that change, you know, that yeah, there are things that maybe we've done when we're younger that we're not so proud of. We weren't as mature.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's really, really powerful.
Mhm.
So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and it sometimes says it's like a chain, no? Like say like it has loops and loops and loops, no? And then when you knock on this, the vibration goes, right? Yeah. So likewise, yeah, surely, no? And when you're focused on
Bonk.
one, and then when you do multiple, it's like it connects into many, many directions, many beings, no? So when you make that
Yeah.
vibration, it it goes, no? So actually, there is an impact on those people, or like even they also tend to feel it sometimes.
Yeah. Um, I don't know what your take is on this, but I don't know why it just came to mind. But for example, someone was saying, you know, when you do like you participate in global prayers or something,
Mhm.
and although say you're present and you're really like focused and really connecting to your heart and sending them out, someone said something to me really, really powerful recently, and they said when they do it, they don't just connect to their heart and just be like, you know, say for example, in LA, the fires, okay, send love to the fires, send love to the
Mhm.
fires. Like, you know, I hope everyone's okay.
Mhm.
She told me that she visualizes the rain. And oh my gosh, that like just hit so hard. She said, because in my mind, okay, I'm not there and I wouldn't know what to do or how to get there. And, you know, us all just getting there or
Mhm.
whatever we want to say about it. But she said, but I think, okay, in that situation, what would the solution be?
Mhm.
So okay, even you know it's not an easy topic to talk about, but wars, what would the solution be to see that maybe that soldier who is acting out a command that maybe they don't actually want to do,
Mhm.
but they have been forced to, which we go back to the
True.
karma thing of sometimes we don't know what situations we were put in that we created other disastrous effects on other people.
Mhm.
But in that moment, could you maybe visualize that person pretending not to see someone and having an act of goodness and love for that other human being, or just visualizing what would the beautiful healing and loving thing do be or for them to do in that situation? Because yeah, we can, you know, have our opinions and be like war, 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 which is awful, but actually in those little moments, you know, maybe visualize that the guns don't work, or like obviously I don't want to go into it because
Mhm.
I don't want people to be listening, and in it's, I know it's a very sensitive subject, but instead of just sending that love, how could we send solutions, visual solutions to really connect our hearts and think of a better world and more love?
Mhm. Sure, sure. Yeah. And then some places like uh, people who ask to like do go to like very strong mind states, and uh, then you come out of that state, and then in the it's called access concentration. In loving
Mm.
kindness also, there's like the absorption concentration and the access concentration, which is like the swimming pool and its surroundings, or the house and
Mm.
the area in the closest proximity, right? When you're inside the
Mhm.
house, you don't not much, no, you don't see too much. Or if you're in the pool, right, inside the pool, you're submerged in it, so you cannot see or call out to somebody or anything, right? But when
Mm.
the if you come to the edge of the pool, which is a part of the pool, but you can say, hey, or call somebody or do something, no, say something. So likewise, you go to that deep stage and come out of it, and then use that energy to like send like a powerful or like a even loving kindness, no? Uh,
That's beautiful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There are ways like that also.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
So we can take. There are so many points in talking about this. I think we can talk for like hours and days even. So really, like there's so many aspects on different wise, spiritual wise, no, in a normal sense. And then what are the ways we can make it positive? No, so many things. Maybe let's see. Uh, so there's not all those. We cannot cover all those, and just some basic things, no, like for like clarity and focus, right? So the
Mm.
intention plays a huge role, no? Like when you mentioned before, also, like even to become successful or achieve something, no, in life, or even to be
Yeah.
happy and no, even peaceful. So intention, it really like really works, no? Really, it applies because
Yeah.
we need that driving force, no? And then uh, and there's some other places like the motivation and determination. Because
Mm.
life is like a marathon, right? It's not just 100-meter dash, no? We can do that, but we get all the energy just drops. Huh?
Yeah.
But this is like so the when you do like marathons and all, you look at the closest. You have a target, no? Like maybe you don't become the first, but actually, even finishing one is like a great achievement, right?
Mm.
So then, when you do it, you just focus on the present, but you have idea where you want to go, right? Then it
Yeah.
doesn't weigh you off or like make you too tired. But if you start
Mm.
thinking about the end, my goodness, your mentality and all, oh my goodness, like there's so much to go. uh, when you're young, we used to
Yeah.
practice no on a route, and then we knew exactly like it was but long, and you had to climb the mountains and all, and if you think of the route, then it's like a lot. Or the next we have the mountain, and naturally the energy drops. But if
Yeah.
you have idea, but you just focus on the present, then what happens? The intention is to get there, but there's a present moment also intention that applies to
Mm.
keep the energy to go to that destination, no, not to just to wear you off or get burnt out even, no, it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really powerful that you say that because often, especially with their younger generation, when I'm doing an art project with them, often I won't show them the full result because, yeah, I show them it and their mind straight away is like, I can't do that, I can't do that. And yeah, they like turn away from it. Whereas if I say, right, today we're just going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and then obviously it all gets put together, and they're like, oh, wow. And I'm like, ta-da! But this is the thing is it's that breaking down of it. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes I do show them it, but often I know as well, showing them the full thing is going to overwhelm them.
Mhm,
Whereas breaking it down and just giving them little bite-sized steps, um, then they really see the transformation and the growth at the end.
mhm, mhm. Which you said like we just cover maybe for today. I know you have a call after this also. About growth, no, when you mention that word, the
Mm,
growth, personal growth, or even self discovery, right? So, setting intentions help you understand your value, the person's value, even, right? And the
mm.
priorities. So, what would you think about this also? Like when you ended up with the word growth, right?
Sorry, in what way do you
Like
mean?
personal growth, self discovery. No?
What in alignment with intention or
Yeah, yeah, surely. Yeah, intention.
um
Because when we set
so
intentions, it helps you understand what we already have. Like you are
oh
guiding
yeah,
the
of course.
children, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it goes back to that growth mindset, doesn't it? Because
Mm-hmm.
I always like to think of like the analogy of a mountain. And it's like if you think about actually all you have to overcome and all you have to do in order to get to the top of that mountain, it could just overwhelm you. And
Mm-hmm.
I always like to think of that in a business sense, in
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of senses, because actually, in this very moment right now, have you got the right shoes to wear? Have you got something to eat? Have you got something to drink?
Mm-hmm.
Have you got your basic needs met? Because, yes, you can get to the top of the mountain. We can do it any way we want. But are you also making sure that you're pouring into you, your mind, your body, whatever else we want to label it as, in order for you to be prepared and ready to get to the top of that mountain?
Mm-hmm.
Because it goes back to that, okay, you can get the helicopter and be placed on the mountain. You can have someone drive you up to the mountain. But although you can appreciate the view from the top, will you really feel that sense of growth, of achievement, of
Mm-hmm.
accomplishment, of like, wow, I did this? And that's not excusing other people that might need a little help along the way, because also it's, not a one man or one woman show. Like there's strength and courage in
Mm-hmm.
um all different qualities and asking for help as well. But are we asking for help putting on the shoes? Or
Mm-hmm.
are we asking for help when really we have exhausted our options and we really know that we are trying our best in that very moment to get to the top of that mountain
Mm-hmm.
with whatever the intention is?
Mm-hmm.
So, if it isn't to see the sunrise or the sunset, okay, maybe we have a bit more time. Let's keep going. But okay, if the intention is to get there before sunrise, I need some help right now. Who's willing to help me? Because I've really, really tried my best. So I think in every situation, it's assessing that personal situation that we are in, um, and just knowing that we really gave our best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wonderful. And then let's wrap it up with another nice subtopic like healing and transformation, no? So for
Mhm.
healing also, some people, like we discussed in the very beginning, they want to vent it out, no? Which is a form of like healing, like that also. Uh, but the intention should be there, no? For this person also. There are some places like they don't want to come out of it, no? So actually, intention can be used as a healing of like emotional wounds they have, no, or like transformation from like negative patterns. So if a
Mm,
person can really think to themselves, I don't have to suffer like this, no, and uh, why would I be like in this situation? I want to come out of it. So that intention itself starts like on their journey. Yeah.
mm,
So that intention also plays a big, in like how to say, like help to release like emotional burdens, or like yeah, even like bringing up internal peace, even, no? The opposite of all those, even happiness,
Mhm.
all these, no, positive things.
Yeah.
Uh, for healing, also, people should have, or coming out of addictions or these kind of things.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like you said in the very beginning, if you try to force somebody or say, like, it becomes a burden for that person, maybe. But when it really comes to that person, uh, spoke with another lady recently, a person recently, and she told me like how she gave up smoking.
I was literally just about to
Ah,
say
really?
smoking. I remember when I was with someone and they were like, "Oh, I'm going to give up smoking because I didn't like it." And it's like, "No, no, don't do it for me. You need to do it for you
Mhm.
because ultimately, again, and then guess what happened? I gave up for you." And it's like, no, you need to have the intention. You need to want to. If you enjoy it and it's something you like doing, your intention's not going to be as strong. It's not going to be as powerful. So it's just funny you should say that, yeah. I was
Yes.
just thinking the
Good.
exact same thing.
And she said she did some acupuncture also, and then she gave the option, um, like she had been doing that for a long time, and then uh, always the option was there. You can have it, no? It was like you cannot, not like you cannot have it. So she would just even sometimes take the cigarette, and just hold it also, then just keep it. It just, and then because it was always the option was there, but she was like making the intention and saying no, but she was doing it, and this happened for like 3 months, and she said like it felt like she had never smoked after that.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, but it took like three
Wow.
months because she had been doing it for like 20 years, and
Mm,
yeah, she would like smoke a pack per day and all, and in a
mm.
stress situation and all. But just see, like when the intention is very powerful, you can come out of any kind of habits also, right?
A lot of time when people are told something that they're doing is going to dramatically affect their life if they continue, then to like you say, the intention's so powerful. They're like, no, well, when I weigh up this and I weigh up this, I want this. I want this. So the intention is so powerful. And then, then there's other people that are like, well, and then they wonder like, oh yeah, I went to the conference or I went to this group or no, it's just not working. Yeah, but feel the energy. Where's the intention? Oh, it's just not working.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's others that are like, no, enough's enough. That's it. Boom. They
Mhm,
set that powerful intention. So
mhm.
yeah.
So with the intention today, like may this help anybody who's listening, and then we had good intention of sharing all these things with each other as well as everybody. So for today,
Yeah.
maybe we wrap it up, and yeah, hopefully we can meet again and again and talk about these wonderful topics. Our intention is to help, maybe, and like you mentioned last time, this is open space. So the intention is like. So every sentence will end up with the word intention now. So
It's like we're like programming or something. Look into my eyes not around the eyes.
and then yeah, so yeah, anybody can join. You can discuss, and they're free to express, all these things and topics what they like. They can share, and so. Would you please like to add more to this?
Honestly, I think you said everything really beautifully. Yeah, this is just whether to say the word again, but it is our intention that this is a safe space, an authentic space, a space where people feel safe to speak and their voices heard. And yeah, we would, whether you want to just watch it and absorb the information and add a comment, or whether you actually want to be live and participating, we would honor you and love to hear your voice. And yeah, we're just excited to see, like right now it's I feel very privileged to have this conversation all the time and really empowering my mind and getting me to think in different ways and different perspectives. But if somebody would love to be joining in this incredible chat, we would love to have you. So yeah, we put out that powerful intention.
Okay, then have a Shell, have a wonderful day or rest of the day, and to everybody who's watching this or later on also, may the power of intention to the proper and the positives and all this, no, love, peace, kindness, all this drive us to all the good and wholesome things. So thank you all, and then hopefully see you again.
Thank you. Until next time. Bye.